Let's get started with a weather first check with Greg Bennett. Greg, good to see you this morning.
Good to see you as well, Marissa.
Let's start with Marissa from UNLV.
UNLV is expecting thousands of journalists to be here for that debate tonight, anywhere between 6,000 to 8,000. I would actually avoid it going all the way from the Spaghetti Bowl. That's just going to be because all that extra traffic, 25,000 extra cars on the road. And remember, this is the area where Project Neon is still in construction. This is actually right under the freeway. So if you are in the east side of the valley and you're trying to get to the 515, just know that this is what is going on. This traffic right here has been piling up for the past several minutes. I've been keeping an eye on it. It only takes a second to get hacked. That's why this week in some parts of town, people are being encouraged to turn off their Wi-Fi. Parker, thank you so much. Yeah, he was just talking about how difficult it is to get around in that area right now. So we want to show you what we're looking at with this barricade situation. Again, this is eastern near Sahara. You can see that the backup is already starting here. Right now, another search is on for some people who broke into a home near Jones and the 215. A neighborhood is on edge and taking the fight to social media, hoping someone can help.
Now, Governor Bobby Jindal is sending crews out tonight to assess the damaged area and determine when the displaced residents can go back home. Russ?
Yeah, and both have been doing a tremendous job for us all day today. Let's begin with Marissa. What can you tell us as of right now?
Todd, the biggest thing right now is that the triage tents are down. Let's take a look at the scene. If you remember a little bit earlier this morning during our live coverage, that whole dirt block was filled with tents. There were paramedics underneath those tents. They had gurneys out. They had all their medical equipment. They were really just assessing the students on that bus, making sure the kids on that bus were okay. The ones going to them really had very minor injuries, cuts and bruises. The rest of them have been sent to the hospital. Now, if we're looking at the scene here, police have started their investigation now that it appears most of the students have been taken away from the scene. That white car is what police tell me crashed into that school bus, causing it to flip on its side and obviously causing so many injuries here on scene. A lot of very concerned parents worried that their student, if their kid was okay this morning as they were just heading to school. Back to you guys.
All right, Marissa, hey, real quick, you just brought us an interview a couple of minutes ago from an eyewitness. Can you just briefly sort of surmise for us what it is that he saw?
Yeah, so essentially I was able to talk with a man who was here on scene when this whole crash happened. He said his car was actually the car right behind the school bus. So again, if we can take a look at the intersection, I'll kind of walk you through what that guy told me here on scene. He said the school bus was in front of him going through the intersection of Nellis and Cary. That's when he says he saw the white car just zoom through the intersection. He says it was almost out of a movie. And so as soon as he saw the crash happen, he says he immediately pulled over. He got out of his car. He tried to help. He says his first thing was to help the woman in the white car because you can see that white car is just an absolute mess. He said he was worried for her safety. He ran over there to try to pull her out of the car, but he says she was just really pinned inside. He was really just trying to tell her, hang on, paramedics are on their way. That's when he says he saw all the kids on that school bus just climb out of emergency exits here.
Oh my God, this is stupid.
Crying and yelling out, family members of a victim sit on a driveway moments after their neighborhood erupted in gunfire.
Step inside. Step inside now. Step inside. Get inside the house.
Neighbors say just before that gunfire, a man was walking around the neighborhood with a gun, even waving it at people driving by. Then
she said that she heard several shots and screaming, but she didn't really know how many.
Police found 2 people dead inside a home, but when they found the suspect still holding a gun, more shots were fired, one hitting K-9 officer Nikki.
Officer down was what I heard over the radio.
Police then fired shots at the suspect.
The suspect's down.
He was taken to the hospital. Now police are working to find out more on exactly what happened and why the chaos erupted. Again, police are still here on scene this evening. I have been able to see them actually go door to door here in this neighborhood, making sure that there aren't any more bullet holes, also making sure that nobody else was hit during that chaos. Again, 2 people are dead. Another is in the hospital. And again, K-9 officer Nikki was also killed in that gunfire. For more on that, let's get right over to Leslie Marin.
1,
Can you get it?
2, 3.
I feel funny because I didn't expect all this happening. In a million years, I never thought this would happen.
60 flags later, a renovated home, and now a personal flag raising ceremony.
So this is kind of a brotherhood, veterans helping veterans.
The flags that were burned in front of Barkley's house 3 months ago seem like a distant memory. And the support here today means everything to Barkley. Over 70 years ago, he sailed through Nazi barricades. His naval ship attacked. Fellow sailors and some of his best friends were killed.
And I still think of some of my buddies. They're 18 years old, just like me.
Today, on Memorial Day, Barkley says he's flying this flag for them. The flag raised here today, donated from Washington.
If they could fly it at the White House, I could fly it in my backyard.
13 Action News reporter Marissa Kynaston has the story that's new at 6.
Firefighters have a little surprise for you, okay?
10-year-old Summer had tears in her eyes as she looked at what was left of her home. But her main concern, her beloved pets. Moments before this, Clark County firefighters walked outside of the damaged home holding a glass case. Inside, 2 turtles. Watch as 2 of them took them out, stroked them, making sure they were okay. That's when I went to get Summer, and then this happened.
Turtle! Yes!
Okay. All right, they're doing good. We gave them some fresh water, okay?
Okay.
So they're doing good.
Are they safe?
They are safe.
A moment of hope and happiness for Summer after such a tragic morning for her family.
I got happy because I had these since I was a baby,